Welcome to the first match of IPL 2026. The tournament kicks off, and immediately we have a decision that forces everyone to question the exact tech meant to keep the game fair. Early on in this clash between Royal Challengers Bengaluru and Sunrisers Hyderabad, things looked great for SRH. Their management, including owner Kavya Maran, were visibly thrilled with their early control of the game. That brings us to the 14th over. At the crease is the highly destructive South African batter Heinrich Klaasen. Romario Shepherd charges in to bowl the first delivery. He pitches it up, and Klaasen strikes it with massive force, sending the ball soaring high into the night sky. Tracking that ball on the boundary line is Phil Salt. He has to position himself under a drop that is coming down from maximum height, carrying intense velocity. Salt manages to get his hands around the ball, but the sheer force pulls his body backward, and he tumbles to the ground. Up goes the field umpire's finger. Out. What started as a spectacular feat of boundary fielding quickly turns into a fierce debate over visual evidence and camera angles. This diagram shows kinetic momentum transfer. Dropping from an extreme height, the ball accelerates, carrying massive downward force. When Salt catches it, this momentum acts as a lever. It instantly pulls his center of gravity past his heels, forcing a backward tumble to avoid collapsing. Because his heels were already planted mere inches from the boundary rope, he had exactly zero physical margin to absorb that energy. A backward tumble was a physical guarantee. The dispute isn't whether Salt is a skilled fielder. It is entirely about whether his body, carried by that momentum, made contact with the perimeter before he could stop himself. Let's do a frame-by-frame scan of the exact moment Salt hits the turf. Look closely at his body position relative to the boundary. Pay close attention to the space, or lack of it, between his uniform and the boundary rope. From this front angle, they look completely flush against one another. This diagram illustrates a phenomenon called depth compression. When objects align directly in the line of sight of a front-facing camera lens, the visual distance between them flattens out. Two objects separated by a few inches appear as a single merged mass. Here lies the critical investigative failure. The third umpire reviewed the catch using only this flattened, front-facing broadcast angle. They never consulted the side-on cameras, which are specifically designed to show clear gaps or direct contact in moments exactly like this. By ignoring the side profile, the officials made a final ruling based on a compressed optical illusion. A process meant to rely on high-tech precision became a simple guess. The moment the giant screen flashed out, chaos erupted. Heinrich Klaasen stood his ground, refusing to walk back to the pavilion until someone explained exactly what evidence justified the dismissal. He marched straight to the boundary umpire. You can clearly see him arguing, repeatedly gesturing for officials to pull up a secondary, multi-angle review. That review never happened. The mood in the stands turned instantly sour. Down in the dugout, elation vanished as management realized the crucial side-angle footage was being completely ignored by the very people employed to use it. Standard cricket protocol usually dictates that the benefit of the doubt goes to the batter. If you can't definitively prove contact because a gap is obscured, the evidence technically points toward a not-out verdict. The Sunrisers camp was left in total disbelief. It raises a glaring question. What good are flawless camera arrays and million-dollar review centers if the officials operating them skip the most important angles? So, take a look at the footage again. Do you think Salt actually brushed the kingfisher rope, or was it just a camera trick? The first match of the 2026 season gives us a stark reminder. The most advanced sports technology in the world is only ever as effective as the human protocols put in place to interpret it.